Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the topic phylum Arthropoda. Arthros means jointed, pods means feet. They are joint-footed animals. Arthropoda is the largest phylum of the kingdom Animalia. That means it contains the maximum number of species when compared to the other phylum. And it includes 7 class. So it includes 7 major class, and in that Insecta is the largest class of Arthropoda. So Insecta is the largest class of the phylum Arthropoda. So it includes, that is, total species ranges from 2 to 10 millions in the class Insecta. So in the class Insecta there are 2 to 10 millions of species. They are bilaterally symmetrical. So what do you mean by bilaterally symmetrical? Means when cut at the central plane it gives 2 identical halves. That is called as bilaterally symmetrical. Segmented, the body is divided into segments, and they are triploblastic, that is from the 3 germ layers, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm only the organs develop. And schizocilomate, that means they have the true coelom, and they possess organ system grade of body organization. That means the body is made up of organ systems. And the unique features are they have jointed appendages. So what are appendages? Means these are structures which are mainly used for locomotion, feeding and or sensory in function. So they have jointed appendages. So they are jointed appendages. Body is covered with a chitinous exoskeleton. So what do you mean by exoskeleton? If you take the lower animals, the body is covered with exoskeleton, that is mainly for protection. We have skeletal system inside our body, but if you take the lower animals, the skeleton is present outside, that is called as exoskeleton, mainly for protection. So the body is covered with chitinous, that is exoskeleton, for protection and also to prevent the water loss. So the main function of the exoskeleton is for protection and to prevent the loss of water. And this exoskeleton is shed off periodically, because when the animal grows, the exoskeleton automatically it will shed off and a new exoskeleton forms. So the exoskeleton shed off periodically, and this process is called as molting or ecdysis. So what do you mean by molting or ecdysis? Means in arthropods we can able to see this unique features, that is shedding of exoskeleton periodically, and this process is called as molting or ecdysis. And the body is divided into mainly 3 parts. One is head, thorax and abdomen. So the body is divided into 3 parts: head, thorax and abdomen, and they have a body cavity called as hemocoel. So these animals possess a body cavity called as hemocoel. So the body cavity present in the arthropods is called as hemocoel. And if you take the respiratory organs, how these organisms respire, means different organisms have different types of respiratory organs. Some animals like if you take the prawn and fishes, they have gills for respiration, and some organisms have book gills, and some organisms have book lungs or trachea. If you take the cockroaches, you can able to see the tracheal system for respiration. Trachea means they are tube-like structures which opens out as pores called as spiracles. So in the cockroach, they mainly respirate through the spiracles. Spiracles are nothing but small holes which are present on the lateral side of the body. These spiracles opens into the tube-like structures called as trachea. So these are the respiratory organs. So the different respiratory organs in different organisms of the phylum Arthropoda are gills, book lungs and trachea. And if you take the circulatory system is of open type. That means the circulatory system, that is the blood flows in the tissues. That is the blood flows in the sinuses in the body cavity. That is called as open circulatory system, because the blood vessels are very few or poorly developed. So the blood flows directly in the body cavity, that is sinuses. So that is called as open type of circulatory system. And sensory organs like antennae. So these are sensory organs. So sensory organs mainly for the, that is for the stimuli. So sensory organs like antennae, eyes, in some animals you can able to see compound eyes. In some animals you can able to see the simple eyes. So these are the organs, sensory organs. And statosis means it is the organs of balance or equilibrium. So sensory organs like antennae, eyes, and statosis, that is organs of balance or equilibrium are present. And excretion mainly takes place through the Malpighian tubules, green glands and coxal glands. So excretion mainly takes place through the Malpighian tubules. So in some organism it takes place through the Malpighian tubules, and in some other organs it takes place through the green glands and coxal glands. So these are the excretory structures which are present in different organisms of the phylum Arthropoda. So these are common features. It is not specified for one organism. These are general characteristics of the phylum Arthropoda. Next, they are mostly dioecious. What do you mean by dioecious? Separate male and female. So there are separate male organism and separate female organisms, and they are oviparous. Oviparous means they are egg laying. So these are egg laying animals, and fertilization is usually internal. That is, fertilization takes place inside the body, and development may be direct or indirect. So what do you mean by direct? If there is no larval stage, for example, if you take the cockroaches, in cockroaches, from the egg the nymph come out, isn't it? The nymph looks like the adult, except few features, other things, the nymph, it resembles the adult. That is called as direct development. And indirect development means there is a larval stage. So in some organism there is direct development, and in some organism there is indirect development. That is, there is a larval stage. Direct means no larval, and indirect means there is a larval stage. Life history includes many larval stages followed by metamorphosis. So if you take the life cycle, it includes many. If you take the butterflies example, butterfly egg, then larvae, pupae, like that, then adult, like that. There are different stages of life cycle. Now we will see the examples of the phylum Arthropoda. Limulus, that is commonly called as king crab, it is a living fossil. Then Palmneus, that is scorpion. Eupagrus, hermit crab. Apis, commonly called as honeybee. Musca, that is housefly. Vectors, Anopheles, Culex, Aedes mosquitoes. And economically important insects, honeybee, silkworm, lac insects, then king crab, gregarious pest, locust. So all this comes under the phylum Arthropoda. So the Arthropoda is the largest phylum of the kingdom Animalia. That means it contains the maximum number of species, and it includes 7 major classes, and that insecta is the largest class. And the unique features of the phylum Arthropoda are they are joint-footed animals, and the body is divided into three parts: head, thorax and abdomen. Body is covered with a hard exoskeleton. It is made up of chitin. So these are the unique features of the phylum Arthropoda. Next we'll see about the phylum Mollusca. Mollusk means soft body. So the body is very soft, and the body is covered by a calcareous shell. The molluscans are the second largest, that is, animal phylum. So it is the second largest phylum in the kingdom Animalia. The molluscans are terrestrial or aquatic. Some are terrestrial and some are aquatic. That means it lives in marine or freshwater, and they exhibit the organ system level of body organization. So they mainly exhibit, that is, the body is made up of organ system. So the unique features of the phylum Molluscans are they are soft body, and the body is covered by a calcareous shell for mainly protection. They are bilaterally symmetrical except univalves. That is, example, apple snail. So except apple snail, they are bilaterally symmetrical. That means the body, when cut at the central plane, it gives two identical halves. And triploblastic. What do you mean by triploblastic? That is, the organs and organ system develops from the three germ layers, that is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, and they are coelomate animals. So they possess a true body cavity or coelom. So they are called as coelomates. And the body is covered by a calcareous shell. So if you take the body of mollusk, it is covered by a calcareous shell. So that is, the shell is made up of calcium. So the body is covered by a hard calcareous shell, and it is made up of calcium. And the body is unsegmented. So the body is unsegmented, and it possesses a distinct head, muscular foot and visceral hump, or otherwise called as visceral mass. So the body is unsegmented, and the body is divided into three regions: head, foot and visceral hump, or otherwise called as visceral mass. So in the visceral mass or visceral hump only the important organ systems are present. So body is divided into head, muscular foot, because the foot is muscular. So it is called as muscular foot, and visceral hump. The visceral mass only produces a soft layer of skin. The visceral mass forms a soft layer of skin which is called as mantle. So the visceral mass forms a soft layer of skin called as mantle. The mantle only covers the visceral mass, and the mantle forms the calcareous shell. So the mantle only produces or forms the calcareous shell. So visceral mass produces mantle, and mantle forms the calcareous shell. The space between the visceral mass and the mantle. So the space in between the visceral mass and the mantle is called as pallium. And it is otherwise called as mantle cavity. So the space in between the visceral mass and the mantle is called as pallium or mantle cavity. In that mantle cavity only a number of feather-like gills are present. So the feather-like gills are called as ctenidae. So ctenidae means they are the gills mainly present for respiration. So these feather-like gills are present in the mantle cavity. So these gills are mainly for respiratory in function. They are respiratory in function. If you take the organ systems, all the organ systems are very well developed. If you take the digestive system, it is well developed, and mouth contains a rasping organ. So the mouth contains a rasping organ called radula. So it is called as radula with transverse rows of chitinous teeth for feeding. So if you take the digestive system, it is very well developed and the mouth contains the rasping organ. It is mainly for chewing purpose. So it is called as radula, and this radula contains transverse rows of chitinous teeth for feeding. And this radula is absent in the bivalves. And if you take the sensory organs, the sense organs are tentacles, eyes and osphradium. So what are the sensory organs means? So the sense organs are the tentacles. You can able to see the tentacles in the, that is octopus. Eyes and osphradium. Osphradium is mainly to test the purity of water and it is mainly present in the bivalves and gastropods. So this osphradium is mainly to test the purity of water and it is mainly present in the bivalves and gastropods. Excretory organs are nephridia. So the main excretory organs are nephridia. So through nephridia only the waste, excretory waste or nitrogenous waste products are excreted out. So the excretory organs are nephridia. And if you take the circulatory system, open type of circulatory system is seen except for cephalopods such as squids, cuttlefishes and octopus. So except the squids, cuttlefishes and octopus, in other cases open type of circulatory system. That means the blood flows directly in the sinuses and it fills the all the tissues. And the blood contains hemocyanin. What is hemocyanin means? A copper containing respiratory pigment. So in our body we contain hemoglobin, isn't it? But in case of this phylum mollusks, they contain hemocyanin as a respiratory pigment. This hemocyanin is a copper containing respiratory pigment. They are dioecious. Dioecious means separate male and female, and oviparous, that is egg laying animals. And development is indirect, that means there is a larval stage and the name of the larva is Veliger larva. So it is a modified trochophore larva. So the name of the larva is Veliger larva. So examples of the phylum molluscans are phyla, that is commonly called as apple snail, lamellidens, that is mussel, pink tata, pearl oyster, sepia, cuttlefish, loligo, squid, octopus, devilfish. So these are the examples of the phylum Mollusca. So go through the phylum Arthropoda and Mollusca. In the next class, we'll be seeing about the phylum Echinodermata. Thank you.